That means the YouTube algorithm is working as it should. It's good morning. Good morning, Janoxys. Oh, wait, no, it's like nearly nighttime for you. It's nighttime for you. I know that. Good night. Okay, let me pull this shit up. Game. So today we're playing the demo for To Kill Eros. Basically, I think the story goes is that I have terrible shit luck with love, and I'm like tweaking out, and I decide it's Cupid's time to go. It's your fault I have 0 bitches. It's just past 8 p.m. Oh, not super late yet. Not super late yet. Let me start this. Let's start it up. I gotta get into my reading voice. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was eating candy earlier. Now it's like all syrupy. I have too many imperfections. This dry, cracked shell that I live in each day. Unrefined hands, claws that scratch when I cling to people. No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Go back. Go back. I didn't finish. I didn't finish. Let's turn off that auto forward. I didn't finish. Anyway. Quaz? I'm not gonna. Wait. This might be French. Quaymer. Yup, Quaymer City, alleyway, 3 a.m. morning. I can't help you with the beaches. I will first take them for myself if you don't mind. I guess. Bounding through the streets, rain pelted my skin. The wind whipped and tore past me, pushing against me with resistance. Back off! Is that me? My feet rang out against heaves of uneven breaths, paired with the swift strikes of metal colliding against alleyway bricks. Not far behind was a set of rampaging feet, splashing about the wet pavement with no intention of stopping. Angry man, you won't get away from me! Another swift strike and the steel echoes off the nearest pole I had only passed a second ago. My heart nearly tore through my chest. The sensation of 1,000 needles plagued the bottom of my heels, and the calves of my legs threatened to burst. Oh my god, I can't read. My drenched jacket made it hard to move. Leave me alone! Ugh! My shoe caught in a pothole on the sidewalk, throwing me forward. If I lingered for even a second longer, the next swing he gave would have landed on my left shoulder. Losing one shoe, I kicked the other off for better balance. You should have thought about that when I told you to stay away from Hendy. Who the hell's Hendy? I didn't know who you were. It was true. I never met him a day in my life, but he hounded me anyway. Talking to him was like communicating with a wall. I don't care about your damn excuses. Running from him became harder. Crossing the city bridge to escape was out of the question. And I didn't know where to run next. My home was in the complete opposite direction, and I had nothing on me to defend myself. No opening to call the police. If anyone saw us, they did a damn good job of ignoring it. At 3 a.m., most people were at home, sleeping in the comfort of their beds. And then there was me, being chased by a scorned fucking lunatic. Who the hell's this? Asher! Melrose! I hoisted myself onto the bridge railing and threw a leg over just as the voice rang out from an oncoming car. The headlights beamed a blinding light that stopped both me and my assailant in our tracks. Listen, Asher, let's just go home and stop this shit, okay? So you can tell me not to worry about him? Nah, no fucking way. Am I a homewrecker? Please, Asher, we can just go home and talk about it. I won't ever talk to him again, I promise. Am I a joke to you? You said that about the last one. With his back turned to me, I only had now to escape. I didn't think Hendy could calm him down for me. He was far too angry. I had to do something or else he'd surely bludgeon me to death. So I took a deep breath and... I jump? And I threw myself into the lake beneath the bridge. Huh? Nowman Apartments, 5 a.m. The apartment floor glistened freshly from the trail of water I left behind. Okay, so I'm alive, thank God. The landlady made it her personal mission to mop it up the moment I entered. She'd just woken up, and seeing my state prompted her concern. Almost immediately, my body sank into the couch like a stone, wet and cold against the cushion, far too tired to talk about anything yet. Excuse me. I laid there, wavering between consciousness for roughly a few minutes before one of the other doors in the apartment opened. Out came a young woman, my roommate and best friend of about 14 years now. What does her tattoo say? Can't see. What the hell happened? Oh, maybe it says her own name. Mel? No. What the hell happened? Why are you soaking wet? Take those off right now. She tugged at the back of my jacket, trying to peel me up from behind. Unfortunately, I was too tired to move. Can you just let me lay here for a bit? Hell no. Get up. Ugh. Yeah, buddy, tell me, is this Hendy's doing? I slowly sat up and leaned against the backrest while she took a seat on the dry cushion beside me. The last time we spoke, I told her I'd stay at his place for the night, so the assumption wasn't far-fetched. Getting me to talk about it was another issue. There was something humiliating about being in the same situation again. Not once, not twice, not even just a third or a fourth time. Oh my god. He's cooked! Frankly, the window for hearing any I told you so's had passed. I'd rather that we didn't make a big deal about it anymore. Marlo continued to look at me with the same concerned face she always wore whenever I showed up looking nuts, waiting for me to tell her. Some guy named Asher popped over to his place unannounced and caught us together. The situation got sticky after that. Marlo furrowed her brows and kept listening attentively. Turns out, Asher is Hendy's boyfriend of 3 years. They've had this thing where Hendy apparently cheated on him before too. Oh! Okay, so I didn't know. I'm in the clear. I didn't know. It's okay, because I didn't know. What? So he made you walk home by yourself? Yeah, about that. No, I got chased by his crazy boyfriend. Walk home. Yes, of course. May, what did he do? The alarm on her face increased upon my remark, and the small sense of humor I felt about the situation drained away, replaced by disgust and fear. He didn't do anything. And by that, I mean literally nothing. His boyfriend chased me with a metal bat from his apartment to Quaimere Bridge. I don't think I pronounced that right. That's Quasimere? Quasimere Bridge. For real? If I hadn't thrown myself over into the lake, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. He was literally trying to kill me. My god, are you okay? You're not hurt anywhere, right? Wait, hold on. My sister sent me a message. Okay. We're back. We're back. Minus aching feet and stiffness in my back? No. Thank goodness. Seriously, what the hell? I know, that's what I'm saying. Is this my landlady? You need to file a report with the police, sonny. It might cause trouble for Hendy. Girl, who give a fuck about Hendy? Who gaff at this point? He lied to you about having a whole boyfriend? He let said boyfriend chase you down and almost kill you? Earning that boy's approval is the last thing you need to be worrying about right now. That Asher sounds dangerous. Grandma's right, May. As far as I'm concerned, you need to cut him off entirely. Yes, yes, that's exactly what I need to be doing. Stand up for yourself, man. I opened my mouth to retort, but she denied me the opportunity, grabbing a fistful of my soaked sleeves. We are not gonna keep going through this. When they show their asses, you leave. Yes? Yes, ma'am. May, come on. This is getting crazy. I mean, crazy is like normal for you at this point, but love isn't like this, dude. Well, it must be nice to know what that's like, right, Mar? Marlo shook her head and rolled her eyes, struggling to get her point across. Don't do that. Not now. Honestly, you don't need him. You don't need any of these jerks who keep tossing you around. Annoyance cropped up inside me, and my lips curled into a mock smile. It's so easy for you to say that. Look at you go. Stop being an ass, okay? I'm saying you deserve someone who loves you. Are we not in agreement on this? We are. Then what is your problem? I have to settle for what I can get. That's my problem. Well, you can't even get him in the first place. Oh my god. No, you don't. Miss or Mr. Right will show up. I believe that for you. Just like you believed in praying to what's his face for your current fiance? His name is Eros, the god of love, and yes, I'm sure that helped me find Esmond. The rending of her cheeks made that twisted feeling inside my chest intensify. I could hardly hold back the furl of my lips. A pure love that she found by praying to the very thing that held a long-standing connection to my family. But love in almost every form eluded me. So I just have to be loveless until the good old arrow shoots my future partner in the heart and says, "It's time for Melrose to experience genuine affection?" No? What? You have people that love you, Melrose. I don't want people. I want a person. And then I love you. You and I both know that's not what I want to hear right now. Marlo couldn't look at me after that. It had taken everything in me not to say something worse. She wasn't to blame for my poor luck, and it was wrong to take it out on her as if it was. I shouldn't have said that, but deep inside it felt good. Wow, really? Man, that sounds like a dick. Okay, it's been a night. Before we say anything else that could, I'm sorry. No, not right now. Let's just go to bed, okay? Take these soaked clothes off, will you? Yeah. I'll see you in the morning. I mean, like, when the sun is up. And with that, she disappeared into her room and closed the door behind her. The landlady took a seat in the chair next to the TV, playing some late-night movie. She didn't look at me, but her body faced me. I figured that she had something to say about our dispute. Lecture me. Marlo was more like a granddaughter to her than I was a grandson. Don't think she enjoyed my upsetting her. You want to yell at me, don't you? That discussion was between you and Marlo. It had no place for me. You guys like my old lady voice? She grabbed the remote from the coffee table and turned the channel to the 5 a.m. news, making sure the volume was a soft murmur alongside her voice. However, I believe you owe her a sincere apology. You don't want to leave things like that with her leaving and all. Right. A fiancé meant changing everything we had. The boxes around the apartment were starting to increase, and she would be gone soon. Far too soon. Not that I hated Esmond. He was perfect for her. Sometimes too perfect. As if Eros had the time of his life finding her the absolute best match in the world. I'm happy for her, but it's something I've wanted for so long. And well, something else. We both came from nothing, but she managed to find someone who actually wanted her. And a quick little prayer to Eros made that happen one night. Laughable. But is it entirely hard to believe? I rose from the couch and dragged myself to the fridge. Oh, beer, beer, and beer. We're running low on groceries again, a note I left for myself to deal with later. Instead, I took a can from the lower drawer and helped myself to it. Now that I'm going to lecture you on. Beer at 5 a.m.? You're starting the day off wrong, Sonny. You think that's beer? Just a hunch, though? Yeah, you know, I wouldn't know until I crack one open and try it. Yesterday isn't over until I go to sleep. I dragged my heels towards the room behind her as she continued to watch the television. Under what conclusion? My own. Good night, Grandma. She gave my arm a light pat in passing. Don't sleep in those clothes. I sure hope I'm not. They're wet. Okay. I went into my room and closed the door. Surrounded by darkness and the sound of the ceiling fan set to low speed, I remember sitting down on my bed. I don't remember removing the wet clothes. Oh, okay, so I just sleep with them on. Sure. Lomond apartment, 12 p.m. 3 weeks have passed since that incident. Marlo and I had long since resumed talking like we usually did. Hurtful words were the least of my offenses to her after all these years? What? What have you done? She warned me that if I ever responded to her declaration of love like that again, then she'd never say it again, no matter how much I begged her to. I considered that a fair punishment. The slowly overcrowded apartment started to feel emptier, and Marlo was spending way less time here. Walking into her room, I realized just how barren the space was. This was just a means for laying her head down while she was away from home. Her new home was with Esmond, across town where the people were nicer and the buildings were prettier. Just a prince taking his princess to his humble abode, leaving me to my own devices. I never truly lived alone before. There was always someone to fill the space. One may say even now I wasn't fully alone. I'll have yours done soon. You shouldn't leave them lying around, even if they're clean. Yes, Grandma. Oh, new clothes. Yeah, not if Grandma had anything to say about it. She lived in the flat next door, but since taking Marlo and me as tenants, she found herself in our apartment regularly. Lomond Apartments functioned primarily by her... What? By her family. What? She'd been running them for years and awaiting the day that one of her children returns to operate them in her stead. I recall her drunken declaration of adopting us as her kids not long after we first moved in. Something about how the top floor of the building felt eerie on her end of it sometimes. Regardless, it may have not been officially inked, but she made it clear in the way she spoke to us. Why are there so many crazed buffoons these days? Bless their hearts. I looked up from my notepad to find her blocking the TV. Eyes focused on the screen. A hamper of what appeared to be my laundry still locked between her underarm and hip. What? She looked over her shoulder at me and pressed the power button on the TV before turning on the vintage radio she'd gifted to us. A station of old tunes filled the room. Sorry, excuse me. Just the unusual being usual is all. Don't worry your head about it. The unusual being usual. Huh? Ooh, what this? She approached me, rummaging through her pants pocket for something, An old, worn, hand-sized envelope with some kind of sturdy thing inside. It took a moment to recognize it as a letter I received from a relative. One that I'd thrown out years ago after being upset that they never reached out to me when my parents died. I hadn't seen it in 4 years. Where did you get this? Just the other night, Marlo came to me and told me to give it back to you. Said she'd forgotten she'd been keeping it all this time. She placed it in my palm and cracked a faint smile. Her eyes twinkled with interest. You should open it. See what's inside. Part of me didn't want to, feeling just a little bit of the same disdain as before, but I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't curious. If not just to please her, I opened the envelope and pulled out a wooden case. A wooden case? What is that? A pair of glasses? A pair of glasses made with a prescription just for you? If it was, would you gift it to me, Sonny? I'd humor it. Oh, a pen. Sure. But it wasn't a pair of fancy glasses, in fact. It was a vintage rose gold fountain pen with a red shard embedded in the base. It looks priceless. Didn't you speak of something about this from your mother? I continued to stare at the item and recalled my mother's musing about an item owned by my great-great-grandmother, something that fueled the wild stories of Eros in my family. My mother always wanted it when she was younger, but my grandmother kept her distant from my great-great-grandmother because of her strange babbling and habits. Mother never got to play with her, let alone touch the pen. Yeah, did Mar say where she found it? No, just that she'd kept it to give back to you when you were ready for it. She said you'd thrown it in the trash. I did. I thought it was gone forever, but she had it. I can't believe this. What was the story behind that pen again? Something involving the tale of Eros and such. I know you two had a thing for mentioning it before you arrived here. The tale of Psyche. This pen is a family keepsake passed from generation to generation. Rather, what's inside of it. A smooth texture dragged across my finger as I directed her attention to the shard ingrained in the intricately designed pen. My mother once told me that it had been a kaleidoscope at a point in my great-great-grandmother's life. It had changed forms across decades, centuries even. The only consistent thing about the keepsake was the red shard embedded in it. The veritable treasure, the broken piece from Eros' arrow. Oh! It's the remnant from Eros' arrow, the one that Psyche took and fired at him once he'd gotten close enough to her. He caused her so much emotional turmoil, and when she was finally at her wit's end from all of his mischief, she took her revenge by shooting him with his own arrow. Am I gonna stab him with his pen? I'm gonna stab him with the pen. I lost a lot of the story over the years, but contrary to the tale, my mother loved the story, and she loved Eros, going as far as comparing him to my father. Okay, that's a little freaky. Hard to believe a man as chivalrous as my father could be anything like that selfish clown of a god. Never had I seen him make my mother cry or suffer before their passing. They were a perfect match, too. Is that the tale? I remember hearing something like he shot himself. You see, he felt that there was only so much he could do to give everyone true love and care, so he gave up his body to the earth to spread love across the planet. Are you sure that you're remembering the tale right, Grandma? I don't know, Sonny. I hardly pay attention to that stuff as much as Marlo does. The young people are quite into the whole praying to the god of love thing than us single old folks. You didn't believe in your youth either? No, of course not. To me it was just as silly as fortune reading and horoscopes, but I enjoyed listening to my friends gush about it. Even my late husband said something about praying to meet me. Hopeless romantics are adorable. Not so sure if that was just a hopeless romantic thing. pretty sure people just wanted something to put their faith into. Eventually, she returned to her own apartment and left me alone. Save for grabbing some food and a drink or going to the bathroom, I did nothing today, except scribble or scroll through some social media. My days off were boring if there were no plans to spend them with another person. Marla was busy, and our other friends were more like acquaintances than someone I'd invite to drink or hang without her. I just had myself as company. Occasionally, my eyes gazed at my phone resting on the coffee table. Do not hit him up. Do not hit Hendy up. Guess he really meant it. Hendy hadn't sent anything since that night. 3 whole weeks of fighting the urge to text him, fighting the urge to call him, hoping that maybe he would reach out to me. For nearly 8 months, the two of us... 8 months? 8 months? And you didn't know of his boyfriend of 3 years? Oh. How? How? Genuinely, how? I spent most of that time with him to fill the emptiness that formed after Marlo and Esmond became exclusive. He listened to me talk about being alone. He listened to me talk about feeling insignificant. He only listened. But did he ever absorb what I said? Did he even care? 8 whole months and he didn't care about a single thing I said or did. Yeah, fuck that guy. Only what he could get out of me. Ugh. A sour taste filtered at the back of my throat, and I reached for the wine cooler on the table to wash it down. My notepad was full of scribbles and scratches of tattoo designs. Designs I used to cover the potential mistakes I'd made, but each one had some kind of visual meaning for me. The forms and shapes that came to my mind easily became evasive. Too many blanks frustratingly drawn. I couldn't focus on what I wanted it to look like. I couldn't create how I felt through the art. Annoyingly, my gaze kept falling on the phone every so often. His number probably hasn't changed. Don't do it, Melrose! Do not hit him up! I rubbed my left temple and clenched the pen in my hand, shoving my eyes down at the page again. Don't call him. I jumped into the lake. He probably isn't aware that I survived. Maybe he thinks my phone got damaged too. No, don't text him. Asher's likely with him, so he can't spare a second to talk to me. He doesn't care. He's probably trying to protect me. It's been 3 weeks since Asher tried to kill me. It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Why didn't he at least check up on me once? 'Cause he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You need to accept that. Maybe he already tried to text or call me. I extended my hand to the phone, feeling the coolness of the untouched screen against my fingertips. My arm shook and my fingers twitched, rejecting the urge to curl around the device. I can't. Ring. I snatched the phone from the table and the screen lit up with an incoming spam caller. Ugh, fuck you. You need to give up on this guy. I quickly declined the call and slouched against the backrest. The radio continued to rattle on. Music stations have changed to podcasts now. The windows behind me cast a large orange light over my form on the couch. Besides the radio chatter, there was the occasional sound of the fridge, maybe a thump from outside the apartment, but other than that, the atmosphere isolated me. I caved. I found his number in my contacts and called him. I called him 4 times. Each went straight to voicemail. Melrose, brother, you need to get up. Stand up for yourself. Stand up, man. You cannot be doing shit like this. He don't want you. I texted him. Hey, I know it's been 3 weeks since then. Wanted to tell you that I'm okay. How have you been? Asher didn't seem too happy that night. Scene. I fear I was gonna die. Scene. I probably would have if you haven't shown up. Scene. That had to be tough for you too. Scene. I know you told him you wouldn't talk to me again. Scene. Did you mean that? Scene. No, I meant if that's what you want, but I thought you'd at least tell me goodbye. Scene. Oh my god. You look desperate, man. You look desperate. You look so fucking desperate. After 3 weeks, you hit him up with 4 phone calls, and you, like, quintuple, sextuple, septuple, like, text him like a bajillion times. Every message seen, not even waiting for a reply before sending another message. Oh my god. Yeah, he was seeing them all, but he wasn't responding to me. Why won't you respond? Scene. I can see that you're reading them. Scene. Do you really not care about me? Scene. Does 8 months together mean so little to you? Scene. My shoulders shook, my neck tense, and my teeth gritted. He just kept reading and not responding. Was he even there? Honestly, I didn't know, but that rage welled up in me the longer he ignored me. Ring. Oh shit. Is that him calling? He actually called me? No, I bet it's Asher. Have you lost your mind? A chill ran down my spine at the tone of his voice. The distant sound of music in this background led me to remember that he normally worked a shift at Solar during this time of day. Why haven't you called me, texted me, anything before now? You jumped off that fucking bridge. I was scared as shit. You were scared and that kept you from reaching out? Yes, Melrose, you jumped into the lake. I thought you were dead. I hadn't heard from you until now, and this is how you come at me? You have Marlowe's number. You didn't bother to reach out to her about it? So I could just tell her, I think your friend died. He jumped off the Quasimere bridge. Are you serious right now? You're having a good time ignoring the fact that your boyfriend chased me nearly a mile and a fucking half from your apartment with a metal bat, aren't you? I told him to stop. I had the situation under control. You did too much, like you always do. Like I always do? Tell me, I'm listening. No, you're listening for something to get angry at. Not only do you sound like some crazed ex, you're being completely toxic right now. I'm being toxic for wanting to hear that you cared about me? Wow. Do not raise your voice at me. You didn't care at all when Asher was doing it. Stop. I'm not putting up with your behavior anymore. I already have to deal with Asher and that's enough. So, that's enough for you? What, because he was with you longer? Or is it because you're afraid he'll kill your ass if you leave him? Goodbye, Melrose. Leave the life you managed to save. Oh, live the life. Sorry. Click. The call ended swiftly and all I could do was stare at my phone. See? They give up on him. He don't want you. He don't want you. Oh, I'm going crazy. Haishe, hi. Hi, Boba. Hi, Boba. I snatched the wine cooler bottle from the table, and the next second, it was no longer in my hand. Oh. Ooh, I'm throwing it. The glass shattered against the wall next to Marlowe's room. My vision blurred, with damp streams spilling down my cheeks. He was lying. He just told me anything to sever the relationship. He's never mentioned anything like that in the beginning. It was all an excuse, and I couldn't be told otherwise. If I were truly a problem, he would have said so a long time ago. Dr. Love, the one thing you cannot do is lose hope. Okay, you're pissing me off right now, buddy. That's terrible timing. There's a bliss in knowing that every person, every being, everything has someone. The unknown beset you with unpleasant feelings inside your heart. Jealousy, impatience, anxiety, fear, these are all things that are unpleasant for the human mind. But these emotions do not have to be negative. They do not have to be shunned. I implore you to feel them. But if you must, remember here at Love Life, not only are we equipped to channel Eros' fate strings, we are also here to guide you towards a healthy relationship with yourself until you reach your partner. Eros. I sucked my teeth and stood up from the couch. Clack. At the same moment, the fountain pen dropped to the floor and rolled towards the entertainment. We have a 90% approval rate in our work, but it comes with a disclaimer that even if we tune the energies of Eros to find your lover, there is a chance you may not meet them in your lifetime. That makes no sense at all. However, you may be surprised to hear the success rate of those who pray to him. We are merely a bridge for those timid or skeptical, but the real magic is in a prayer. So if even for a second you find yourself willing to test the waters, please try. If not, know that Love Life Studio has its doors open for you. Now then, I will turn this segment over to my colleague. It's all just some cult bullshit. Eros doesn't care. Or maybe he does, but he certainly doesn't care about me. My eyes fell towards the fountain pen on the floor, gleaming under the dim light from the ceiling. Hell, I wouldn't put it past him if he cursed us. The whole family being cursed with singlehood or dying after love. Psyche was a beautiful woman who wanted a suitor. He antagonized her, kept her lonely, scared away any other potential man that could want her. And when she finally lashed out and nearly killed him, his fellow friends and Aphrodite tried to execute her. It drove her to run for her life and hide. If she didn't survive, my entire bloodline wouldn't exist. If only she had struck him in the heart, maybe she would have killed him. The fountain pen continued to gleam under the light, and my focus landed on the embedded shard. It was his own bow and arrow that caused that to happen to him. The fountain pen bears the piece of the arrow she used. What if, for a single moment, I could finish him? What if I had the chance to kill Eros? That's the name of the game, guys! To kill Eros! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna kill Cupid! Quasimere City, Streetway, 9 a.m. Thanks for your patience. The traffic is kinda crazy today. No, don't worry about it. The morning rush is always difficult. Isn't that right, baby? Goo. Need any help carrying it in? Nah, I'll just use my feet to nudge it. Take care now, okay? Bye-bye. Bye. I walk back down the steps to my car parked along the sidewalk. Pioneer Express is a delivery service ranging from local restaurants, fast food, and grocery stores. I make my own schedule for what days and what times I'll be working. So long as there are orders lined up in the area, I won't be hurting too much. Obviously, this was temporary. However, like my love life, I don't have a career either. Oh, you're so sad. Besides, sacrifices are a given for paying the rent, especially if I won't be getting split with Marlo anymore. Alright, looks like the next one is fast food pickup. The other night's insanity kept replaying in my head. Perhaps I had a little too much to drink. And high hopes for something largely impossible. But it wasn't the first time that I'd conjured up some bizarre idea, and it wouldn't be the last. However, the idea of using something like Eros as a punching bag was more comforting than cursing at my loved ones. Yep, Eros is the problem. God of love, my ass. Quasimere City, Petal Latte Cafe, 11 a.m. Knocking out a couple more deliveries within the last 2 hours, I took a break and got something to eat. Hey, how are you doing? What are you having today, Rose Boy? Breakfast sandwich special and the chia latte. Chia or chai? Can you even have a chai latte? Is that a thing? Hold on. It is a thing. It is a thing. Okay. Yeah. There's your total. Let me get your receipt and your order will be ready shortly. The blue of the sky could fool anyone into thinking it was a hot summer day. The air was as cold as early winter. The outside eatery of the cafe wasn't as packed compared to the inside. The birds chirped and cars honked in the distance. City life may not be nature-friendly here, but the mornings were the best times to relax and enjoy it all. Surely they'll have a Petal Latte cafe where Marlo lives. Esmond couldn't possibly let her down in that department. If not, that just meant pop-ups from Marlo driving 104 miles? Wow, she moved pretty far away, huh? Tea at this cafe would become a common routine. I tried to draw up some designs while I ate. I figured I'd start keeping the pen with me again after yesterday. Something to think about my parents through. Past the numeral amount of scribbled and scratched up papers were various intricately designed tattoos. Ooh. Hey, this one looks cool. When people saw them, the first thing they'd ask is if I was a tattoo artist, and I'd say no. It's just a fond hobby, given I like to get them, even if they sometimes leave me feeling regret. Now it's time to figure what I'll change this one to be. Oh, I can't. 8 months of dating and you got his name tattooed. I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like you kind of did that to yourself. I feel like you kind of did that to yourself. Oh, here's the moment. They're gonna do it. I look up from the page and caught a sight of a couple some tables away, hands clasped and leaning towards each other. Right before their lips touch, the cashier from inside calls their order number and one gets up to retrieve it. Aw, I was sure they'd finally kiss. The voice was loud and clear, but no one seemed to register it at all. I looked back over my shoulder to get a glimpse of who the onlooker might have been. What I saw was nothing I'd imagined. Sir, get your boobies out of my face. What the hell? It's definitely gonna happen today. They're a little shy, but they just have to get into the right mood. A large, bulky male with a sunlit smile and some strange getup practically towered behind me. If nothing else bizarre about his appearance alarmed me, it was the big, angelic wings that protruded from his back. I'll wait a little and see how the rest goes. Oh, right, this guy's drawing. The very moment he cast his gaze down and our eyes met. His eyes fluttered and flicked about when he registered that I was looking at him. As if to make sure that he was right, he leaned closer, to which I leaned back. Wait, can he see me? Hello? No shit, I can see you. Ah! Hey, hold up. Tried to turn and make a run for it. I caught onto a small cluster of his feathers. Ow, stop! You ripped them. A strike to my arm sent me spiraling to the ground with a couple dislodged feathers in hand. Wait! From the cautious looks around me, my suspicions grew by the second, but I couldn't afford to worry about that. I hurriedly collected my things and chased after him. The chase led me up to the rooftop of some apartments, where I found him shyly watching me as I joined him. Despite his enormous size, something about him felt innocent and cute. I snorted, feeling humored. Are you done running now? I can't believe that you're able to see me. Like, really, really able to see me. Yeah, I can see all of your muscular greatness. Did my invisibility cloak fall? Oh, that can't be right. That couple and everyone else would have certainly seen me too. Are you a human? Pretty sure I'm 100% human, but what are you? Me? I'm a Cupidine. A Cupid? You mean the little angel baby with the arrow, with the bow and arrow? No. Is that what humans think we look like? Close enough, but I'm sort of not a baby, obviously. That you are not. His face reddened at my suggestive agreement, but he carried on as he had before. You know, it's cool that you can see me. I mean, it's not like humans couldn't if I just allowed them to, but we're really not supposed to, because that may complicate stuff. How so? If humans could, like, tell we're cupids, they're more likely to harass us while working. Scouting cupids have a duty to ensure that they match all of their assigned pairs per day. So we can't afford to let them see us. That and the other thing. Anyway, matchmaking is important and needs as few distractions as possible. So what were you doing? I was checking in on one of my lovely pairs. I like to see if they're doing well and monitor their happiness. Oh, how sweet. An irritation festered in my chest, thinking about how a set of love-granting angels flying around making everyone happy, but not me. We just do what we can. Are you looking to fall in love with someone too? The way his eyes glistened as he asked me made my brow sweat. I couldn't hold his eye contact. I fixed my lips to deny him, but like a devil's whisper, the thought of Eros and my fountain pen seemed to entice me enough. Perhaps. I haven't had much luck with my love life these years. No way! That absolutely sucks. Then please pray to Eros. I'll be able to help you find your match then. We don't really have the right to go shooting people willy-nilly, but if your name pops up in the match pool, then that'll give me permission to find you a partner without trouble. Is it really that simple? Yeah, it's how we function for myriads now. That's wonderful. It disgusted me. How far up Eros' ass did I have to be to get him to acknowledge my cries enough to send one of his little errand boys before? If it were that easy, why have I failed so much until now? He had to have cursed me, denied me, blocked me out. There's no way it was ever that simple for me, and right now, I find it hard to even accept such a dumb little attempt at a handout. Fuck that. Tell me your name, I'll look out for it when you pray, and I'll make sure I'm the one to grab it. Melrose Figueroa. Melrose? Melly? I'll commit your name to memory. He closed the distance between us and took my hand, clasping it between his own. It was so tiny within his full hold that I felt self-conscious. How big is this guy? Given you're my first human friend, I'll do everything I can for you. Don't worry about a thing, okay? Okay. The friend deserves to know the other's name. Duh, how could I forget? I'm so sorry, Melly. From here on, just call me Icardi. Icardi the Scouting Cupid. Nice to meet you? Pleasure is all mine, really. I hate to leave, though. I only had a little free time in between. If you have to go, then you have to go. I have work to get back to, too, so you're not alone. Oh, thank Olympus. Not about the whole you or I being busy thing, but that it won't be rude to just... Honestly, how silly can you get? I'll leave before I fumble my exit any further. Bye. Up and away. He's so, like, terribly adorable. With that, he flexed his large pair of wings and catapulted into the air with great speed. A pink heart-shaped tear formed in the sky and he disappeared into it, taking all signs of the exchange even existing with him. Icardi, huh? Assuming I haven't gotten more insane than I am. He's cute. A new Pioneer Express request chimes from my phone, and I left the rooftop along with a bizarre experience behind. Okay. Oh, here it is, Love Life Studio. The traffic was brutal in this part of the city. Being the heart, it was bound to have the most activity. Some festive stuff caused them to block off several roads. That would have been a heads up to me if I actually dared to pay attention to this morning's news fully. I ended up having to leave my car in a parking lot up the street and walk down the sidewalk to the studio carrying the huge bag in my arms. As another person went in, I rushed in behind them to avoid getting stuck outside the door. Where's the receptionist? There was no one to greet me at the front desk, just an empty chair and a sign saying, "Be back soon." I didn't want to wait around to assure that someone picked up the order given. I had other plans. However, the attraction of in-and-out goers were so frequent that someone could steal the bag if they wanted to. Or maybe steal something from it. Fine, whatever. I leaned against the desk, impatiently wrapping my fingers against the wood. Eventually, a booming voice and commotion came from the back halls. What the hell was that? An angry man came storming past me and slammed his hands on the desk. Where did she go? She should have been back by now. Where the hell is our food? Food? The man looked at me and then at the large brown bag next to me. Yes, food. Is that it? If you ordered from Surfing Taco, then yeah. Hell no. What is going on? Where the fuck is our food? I don't know. I got an order from Surfing Taco directed here and I'm waiting on the owner to come confirm it. The man scoffed and rolled his eyes, extending his hand to take the bag. Well, I'm the owner. Are you testing my intelligence now? You just said you didn't order this. I grabbed his hand and flung it away, earning a glare from him. Why does that matter? Don't you want to leave anyway? Surely you have better things to get to. I'm sure you know that even if that's obvious, there's another perfectly good reason I'm waiting around for the actual owner. Look, I don't care. I'm hungry. Barbs hasn't gotten my team our food, and we're starving. So I'm taking this bag, and she can deal with that disappointment when she comes back. I don't think you understand how much I don't care about your problem either. I won't be getting a bad review because you want to steal someone else's food. What are you, some damn food police or something? Man, I just want to be left with a 5-star review and possibly a tip. I have no fucks to give beyond that. Will you give a fuck about this, little man? The guy shoves his palm against my shoulder and reached his grubby hands into the bag. Immediately, I shove him back and snatch the container. Ugh. No hesitation, the man punched me dead in the jaw and I fell onto the counter. This guy is tweaking! Over some food that he didn't even order? Brother. Who is this man? Oh my god, help! Are they fighting at the entrance? Is that Kevin? The man attempted to have his way again. I grabbed his arm and pinned him down on the desk with it twisted behind his back. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, that hurts. It hurts so badly. Stop it. Crazy bastard. You punched me in the face. The man wildly threw his head back straight at my face, causing my nose to throb and my eyes to blur with tears. I relinquished my hold on him, reeling in the pressure exerted from the impact. Dazed, I took a few steps back and touched my nose, finding the palm of my hand stained with red. Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. As if realizing he made a grave mistake, the man held up his hands to surrender, but my fist still connected with his face. I took him down to the ground, and when it felt like all of my restraint had just washed away, a firm hand wrapped around my raised fist. Sorry, I can't have this escalating any further than it already has. Whoa! Why your hands look like that? I looked to my right to find a tall, unkempt man hovering beside me with a cascade of long pastel pink hair. Whether I had been hit too hard or my mind was playing games with me, this man sported huge horns protruding from his skull and a pair of black wings. He wasn't human, even more apparent from his eyes hidden behind his shades. I blinked a few times and rubbed my eyes, but his image remained the same. You're the one who delivered the surfing taco order, yes? Can you stand? Yeah? Allow me to talk with you for a moment. In my dumbfoundedness, I allowed him to lift me to my feet and lead me towards the back hall. Wait, what about me? He struck me too. I'm hurt and hungry. Man, fuck you. Look at this fool. Look at this fool. You deserve everything you just received. By the way, Barb's told me to order from there because her car broke down and she couldn't bring us the pizza. What? Why didn't anyone tell me? Stop looking for people to be angry with and feed your pothole. This way, sir. Ooh, you got an office and everything. He led me to a studio room and eased me down onto a quilted couch in front of his desk. Quietness compared to the muffled commotions outside made me even more conscious of his strange appearance. Excuse me. His beating heart cavity was hard to ignore. He must have noticed my discomfort as he immediately buttoned his shirt. Apologies if too much skin is uncomfortable for you. Skin? Was that not the issue? I mean, your heart. Your heart is... Let's see here. They should be in this drawer. He walked to retrieve some napkins and brought them back, taking hold of my face. It doesn't appear to have bled much. You should be fine. I assure you that such barbaric behavior doesn't take place here often. Kevin could be ill-tempered, but I suppose today's hangriness got the better of him. There is no good excuse for it, but I hope that you'll overlook what happened here. Can I get some money or something? You know, we don't gotta settle this in court. He gently wiped the blood away from the corner of my lip and from my nose. With a light pinch, he gestured for me to blow into the napkin before retreating to toss it into the trash can. He physically assaulted me. – On normal grounds, wouldn't someone sue? They would, and I understand if you want to, but I'd rather that you did. Don't want to get your precious studio caught up in legal troubles? Precisely. However, the studio's image is the least of my concerns. I'm a busy man. I would rather pay you off myself than involve legal affairs. $1,000 and I'll shut up. 1,000 only? Brother. You need to be asking for more. Let's get our money up, not our funny up. Is that all? 1,500. Final choice? What the 2,000. Alright, I'll write you a check for 2,000. I also left you a $20 tip and a 5-star review for gallantly protecting the food. Are you kidding me? He wasn't. He pulled out a slip and signed it right over for me to deposit with zero hesitation. It was then that I realized who he truly was. You're that radio host, Dr. Love. I was under the impression that you were aware of this already. I guess I stand corrected. You're different from what I imagined you'd be like. Many people say that. If there's nothing else that I can do for you, I wouldn't want to keep you any longer than I have. Hey, can you find me love? I'm trying to look for love. He retrieved a card from his desk and handed it to me while adjusting his glasses. If you're aware of my show, then you must know that we provide love consultations here. Therapy for my love life? And why do you think I need this? Huh? You're giving off the energy of a single and struggling man? Is it that obvious? What? What? Oh, really? Do you find that funny, Love Doctor? I'm just offering to help you fix that if you so desire. An option, if you will. Thanks, I guess. Please do hold your thanks until you actually decide to receive my aid. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to help myself to lunch before my coworkers gorge it all. You can eat normal food? Dr. Love raised a skeptical eyebrow at me, but I decided to leave the conversation alone. Whatever I was seeing probably wasn't anything at all, or he was doing a good job of ignoring it. It was best to just leave. If I stayed any longer, his gracious gestures could take a turn for the worse. Do have safe travels to whatever your next endeavors are, Mr. Melrose. He bowed his head and gestured for me to leave first. Sweet! I got 2,000. I quit working for the day and went to my car. As I got in, my phone vibrated with a text. Mar? I won't be coming home tonight, but I'll be over first thing tomorrow at noon. We can grab some food before I move the rest of my things. I can only imagine that she and Esmond were having a great time with no desire to end it soon. I grabbed the steering wheel and let out a loud sigh. I need a break. Let's go get a drink. Quasimere City, Solar Bar, 11 p.m. Dr. Love's check contributed to a night of fun at the club. I had dropped my car off back at the apartment and walked the distance since Solar Bar wasn't a very long walk. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't hope to see Hendy. Since Solar had 2 locations, he'd work some shifts at this one too. Oh my god, brother, he's so, like, annoyingly desperate. He's so annoyingly desperate. Like, genuinely. You need to get a life, brother. Now that we weren't together anymore, I no longer knew what his schedule was, or if he even worked there anymore. All signs of his having been in my life faded, except for the tattoo of his name on my leg. And he's a fucking hater. I should change his name to look like a dick. And never mind, that'd be embarrassing. The barkeep limited me to no drinks and told me to head home while I could still walk. But I tried to linger as long as I could for Hendy. He never showed up. My feet swerved in a clumsy waltz down the quiet streets of the night. The slight breeze of winter and the crisp, cold air in my lungs made me crack a smile. It also kept me aware that I wasn't at home or in the comfort of my bed yet, so that meant I had to keep moving my legs. It was just me and the dark street, illuminated by a single working streetlight. The city had been too busy funneling money to other repairs to even bother with fixing a few bulbs. Most nights like this never bothered me, and tonight it wouldn't have either. But oddly enough, in my bliss, I felt a remarkable chill and a sixth sense that something had been watching me once I'd passed the last light. My pace quickened. A set of heels soon joined the sway of my feet, fighting for stability. With a subtle look to my left and to my right, there was no other person around me. Not even behind me. I reached for the fountain pen in my jacket and firmly clenched it in the palm of my hand. If push came to shove, I had thought to use it as a weapon. The apartments weren't too far away now. However, there was a cut through an alley that I needed to make. The not-so-subtle footprints were still with me, yet no presence to be seen. See, that would, make me low-key tweak. Either my mind was playing games or the streets were haunted. Regardless, my unease wouldn't settle until I was at the door to the apartment. Oh, kitty! A pristine white cat bolted out from behind the nearby dumpster, clattering littered cans in its wake. It stopped in front of me, looking at my startled face. You're not the partner that's been following me, right? I figured as much. You'll give someone a heart attack skulking behind like that. Suddenly, my nose filled with the smell of a fresh bouquet, and a subtle hint of death. Without a second thought, I turned my head to see who was behind me. Again, there was no one. What the hell? Just come at me and stop playing around already. I tried to keep my voice steady in hopes of keeping whatever, or whoever it was, cautious, but the fear and trembling inside betrayed me. I had really hoped that it was all in my head. After a couple of seconds of standing there, nothing happened at all. I felt safe enough to turn around and... I have wanted to talk to you. Duh! Who dat? Hey! I lost my footing and I fell backwards, but I didn't hit the ground. His firm hand gripped my wrist, slipping to clasp my hand, and kept me steady enough to dangle. All day. What? You met the scouting cupid and the forecaster today. I couldn't let the day roll over without meeting you myself. If they could, why couldn't I? I recalled the two instances quickly and refocused my attention on actually observing the tall man. The discolored hands, the sharp nails, the crimson wings, and the dim glow of a beating heart in the opening of his blouse all showed that he wasn't human. Hey, who's this? Who this? I swallowed hard, feeling his other arm slip around my back to fix my posture. Now, I could have let you see me ages ago, but... it's more exhilarating when the human eye sees what it isn't supposed to see. Who could have possibly known? He turned his gaze to the fountain pen still clenched in my fist, then back at me. I was stunned for words. Anything that came to mind turned to mush the moment I thought to move my lips. His stare felt as intense as a spotlight beam, as if every tiny action was being watched and observed. Cat got your tongue? Meow! Was that not funny? You are here after all. He addressed the cat. I froze and watched as a simple smile on his face twisted gleefully with the next set of words. You know, your life has been full of amazing episodes. I didn't expect you to jump 3 weeks ago. You are always thwarting my expectations. I find that quite fascinating. Fascinating? Gulp. What's more is that inside you is something destructive. His fingers hooked into the collar of my shirt and pulled me closer. Unconsciously, I grabbed onto him for support with my feet, now entirely off the ground. Whoa. The things you are capable of when you dare to let go. And just when I think you're going to finally cross the line, you never do. You sound angry at that. Do I? It is the contrary, actually. What do you want from me? Nothing, but for you to keep being as you are and doing what you are doing. He let go of me and leaned down to my eye level. I will see what you intend to do with this new world opened up to you. The world of higher beings. What are you? His expression flickered for a moment, and he paused for quite a while before he responded to me. You are speaking to a god, but not the one that you want. Huh? I am Vital. Vital? A god of something. The something doesn't matter right now. But I know very well who the god is that you want. Eros is the one that you want, yes? Unfortunately for you, that will be difficult. I don't know. Killing him isn't impossible. Just difficult as of now. Okay, you got a freaky out smile. Horror filled my face and I pushed away from him, stumbling backwards. Just how much did he know? Actually, the truth is, I'm here to tell you that this wild temptation is achievable. Why? So you can laugh at my puny attempts to try something that ridiculous? His expression flickered again, and he paused before he responded to me as he did before. I'm choosing you to answer a question for me. Whether you choose to do it, succeed at it, or fail, I will have my answer. What if I don't do it at all? Are you not listening? I will have my answer regardless. Okay, but how? How do I... My confusion brought a soft smile to his face, one unlike the various others that he'd been plastering on. As you would seek any other god in prayer, or simply call my name, because it is you, I will make time. It's really that easy with you people, huh? Perhaps. Nudging me with the back of his hand, he ushered me towards my apartments. Return to your home and sleep. No matter the decision that you make, I will be there to see it through. What do you mean by that? I looked back at him wearily, and he faded before my eyes as if camouflaging into our surroundings. Knowing that he was likely still there watching made me more self-conscious, but somehow it was enough to get me into the building and to my apartment with ease. Hey, why is he locked? Do I want Dr. Love? Or do I want Icardi? Hey, Dr. Love kind of looks like Yuza Jin. Shit, do I pick Yuza Jin or do I pick Booby Out? Decisions. I think I want the guy with his boobies out. He's so cute. My weight dropped against the bed in my dark room, unable to cave to the lull of sleep just yet. I couldn't stop thinking about Icardi's promise. Could this be the opportunity for the change that I wanted? The hopeful sensation was merely the surface area of darker thoughts. Killing Eros was possible. I just needed to get to where he was. I just needed to get closer. As sweet as the card he was, I pegged him to be gullible and easier to twist around my finger if I wanted to. I'm gonna manipulate him. This isn't about love. I want revenge. Rolling onto my back, I sighed and stared at the ceiling. With a humble heart, I pray to you. Eros, please help find my one true love. Okay, well, did it work? Oh, we're getting his POV now. Look at him, he's up in heaven. Thespiae? Matching pool, a Cardi POV. Finishing my scout work and returning to Thespiae, I sat beside the matching pool and intently awaited his name's arrival. I have to keep my eyes peeled. Any moment it could arrive. Melly is counting on me. My eyes watered from hours of not blinking, but my determination was stronger than any dry stinging. I had a human friend, and he actually needed my help. I made an actual promise, one that he could hear and affirm. I couldn't bear the idea of giving him false hope. You're here already? Shouldn't you be resting? Don't worry about him. Cardi's always like this. The younger they are, the more energetic. I want to get a head start on my matching tomorrow. So you're taking from those still getting assigned right now? Nothing says that he can't do that, but it is a little overboard. Then pick them already. What are you waiting around for? What? What are you asking me to do? If you're getting a head start, you only need to pick the names you'll do tomorrow, right? Just get them and go rest already. You're not being picky, are you? I want to be picky. Of course not. I never even think of discriminating. Good, because it's against the rules, so what's your holdup? Leave him alone. The newbies have their little rituals that they do before they pick. Maybe he was waiting for someone to join them? I could only smile at their back and forth, shifting my eyes to the pool. I couldn't miss his name. With their constant talking, I worried that maybe I already had. What if Melly's prayer arrived before I came back? That would mean the one of the other scouting cupids was gonna fulfill his request. What a baby, come on. Huh? We'll pick names together so that you can run along. But I didn't ask them to do this. Are you sure? There's no reason to rush your process for me. Rush what? Why are you making this difficult? Just pick names. If I tried to stall any longer, he'd get even more agitated. He wasn't really any higher than me in hierarchy, but because he'd been alive for longer, he was practically my superior. And all scouting cupids had to respect their superiors. Oh, okay. Here, let's go over here. We each gathered up as many names as we could, and in the end, I didn't see Melly's name. There. Now we all have a head start for tomorrow. Now you can go to bed. Why are you being so hard on him? Look at what you did. He's not as chipper as he was moments ago. No, I'm not upset. Don't worry about me. The lack of energy just settled in. See, that's what I said. Go to bed. Our sleep is important. You should value the fact that we sleep even. The facilitators have it way worse than us. I'm sorry? Is this idiot apologizing to me? Ugh, enough already. Let him be and let's go. We have other things to attend to. He looked like he had a lot more to say to me. I mean, a whole lot. The other Cupidine was older than both of us, so he had no choice but to listen. I lagged behind as they began to depart, feeling disappointed that they'd intercepted my efforts. Instead of checking in on the others, I could just visit him. Splash. Oh, there it is! Oh, there's my name! There's my name! Mid-thought, the matching pool had a fresh arrival of names. The other two had gone far enough down the hall that they wouldn't be able to get in my way. I hurried back to the pool and I couldn't hold back the smile on my face. Don't worry, Melly. I've got you. Dude, he's so cute! Back to me. Melrose POV. Nalman Apartments. 5 p.m. Melrose POV. My back was aching from the heavy lifting I'd been doing. We loaded the last of Marlowe's things into the moving truck, and she was on the road back to Esmond's place. We went out to catch a movie prior and had a little talk, all of which I fought hard to convince her I would be fine. But after she was gone, I wasn't so sure. Melly! I jolted off the couch and fell to the floor. Ow! What the fuck? Oopsie, that was not my intention. He scooped me up by the arms and sat me back on the couch apologetically. You didn't register that I was here, so I had to make myself visible. What? I didn't register you? Yeah, it was almost like every other human encounter. My eyes wandered to the fountain pen on the table, and suddenly everything became clearer. Clearer. The fountain pen allows me to see you, then. Really? Wow, it must be a pretty important item. What did you come here for? I grabbed the pen and put it in my pants pocket. I couldn't have him getting too curious about it. Oh, I got your name out of the matching pool so I can find your partner. Isn't that cool? I finished all of my other matches and I checked in on all of my other pairs, so now I can focus on you. He pulled out a white and fancy bow reminiscent of a heart and drew the string back to form an arrow. The process might be a little alarming. I probably should have done it when you couldn't see me, huh? No worries, I just need to shoot you in your chest first, and then I'll go find your partner. Wait! I stood up quickly, startling him enough to lower the bow. What's wrong? Is this too scary? I was hoping you could help me a different way. Pull your pants down. A different way? Close the distance between us, joining him in front of the coffee table. Raising a hand, my fingers briefly grazed the bow before he put it away. Sorry, we're not allowed to let humans touch them. Understandably so. Psyche shot Eros with his own, so I doubt he'd want to repeat with his minions. Have you heard of the natural methods humans use to fall in love? I've seen it from people who don't pray to be matched up or believe in Eros. It's a lot slower, but just as cute. What do you ask? You know who my partner is now, right? He furrowed his brow slightly, unable to look me in the eye before nodding his head. Do you actually? Yes, how else could I find them otherwise? Then I want you to guide me to them. No arrows involved. I want to find and get to know them naturally. But you're too busy for something like that, huh? More personal than a little checkup to see how things are going? No, it's not that. I just don't understand. What's the difference between having our involvement or not? How do humans spark adoration without us, and what's so special? What does it feel like? Maybe if I understood, I could help you better. He averts his eyes again, and I can feel that there is something more beneath his words. Something that he's hiding. It doesn't seem like he has any intention of telling me, though. Regardless, he gave me what I wanted. A way in. I'll teach you, or better, I'll show you. But you need your partner for that. We'll find them together, but as we do, I'll tell you all about my relationships. The good parts, and other people's. We'll study romance, I'll tell you how crushes work, how confessions work, how dating works, and the various acts of intimacy. Ooh! Welcome to Love Lessons with Haishe 101. How does that sound to you, Akardi? He visibly swallowed, and his gaze wouldn't connect with mine at all. He seemed to retreat into his thoughts, and for a moment it felt like I wouldn't be able to get any further than this. What the heck, let's do it. It'll mean that I have to spend my days even more meticulously to fit time for you, but it's worth it. I've always wanted to learn, and you're my friend, so I have to support you. Oh, good. Then we'll have to put my head in between your two big breasts, of course. Cardi rushed to wrap his big arms around me, hugging me tightly, my face pressed against his broad and soft chest. I'm so excited, like really, really excited. Don't worry, I'll do my best to help you find them without spoilers. I can't believe I'm gonna witness the full process. Oh, thank you, Melly, you're so cool. Don't thank me yet, we haven't even started. I don't care, I'm grateful. It was overwhelming. The amount of overjoyed happiness that he radiated was too much. My face turned a shade of red, and I didn't know what to do with my hands as he hugged and swayed me. I felt uncomfortable, but it wasn't because of his actions. This just didn't feel right. Because I'm manipulating him. Because I'm manipulating him. That is why. That is why. It is because I am manipulating him. Back at my apartments. With the newly formed pact, I continued life as normal. Icardi promised to come and see me whenever he had a free window, so all I could do was wait. In the meantime, I was growing painfully aware of how much I didn't want to stay in the apartment. The landlady finally had family fly home to visit. She introduced me to her son the first day, but he didn't hide his disapproval of me. It wouldn't surprise me if he were the reason she wasn't popping by as much. Marlo found time to call, and when she couldn't, we mostly talked through text. Some of which she'd seen, but left unread. Regardless, we still talked, and that was okay. Ugh. I dropped my head on the couch pillow and grabbed the remote. Just as I was about to change the channel, Icardi phased through my ceiling. Found it! Let me guess, you phased into the wrong apartment like last time? It isn't easy to remember your exact location other than it's on the top floor, Melly. I sat up on the couch and crossed my arms. So, what have you been doing? Right, I wanted to talk to you. His nervous look told me it was probably something important that he felt hesitant to share beforehand. Go on. About your partner. I don't... Stop. Huh? Whatever you're gonna say, don't say it. I was only gonna say... Do not say it. He huffed a concerned sigh and then remained silent with a perplexed expression for a long minute. I had no clue what he was going to say, but the possibilities terrified me to think of the words he could say. I don't know who your partner is. You... don't yell at me. I was so eager to grab your name from the pool the other day that I didn't pay attention to your link. What? Link? When I told you I knew who your partner was, I was lying. I don't know them yet. But that's where the new plan comes in. I still have your name. I can put your name back into the matching pool and it should link to your partner. Let's hold off on that for a bit. Why should me? I think that it would be really, really counterproductive if I don't know. You'll learn. I just think we should spend a little time being ignorant so that you can understand the feelings I'm trying to teach you. Oh, is it lesson time? I'm all ears. Here, let me... Icardi scrambled to plop down on the couch next to me. Reminiscent of an energetic puppy, he smiled and his eyes twinkled eagerly. Okay. So, humans don't have this whole extra sense or direct answer on who their lifetime partners or soulmates might be. Each day is a blind search. A lot of days you may come up empty-handed. Icardi perked up, tipping his head off to one side as he enthusiastically intercepted my talking point. That's why praying to Eros is easier. It eliminates having to find them yourself, because we will do our best to unite you. That defeats the point, but it makes for an easier time, I guess. True, but that's not how humans who prefer natural selection, nor those that don't believe in Eros, want to handle it. Little by little, you're living your life. There are maybe highs and lows where you're wondering? I trail off into an unwarranted train of thought, much to Icardi's curiosity. Eyelashes batted with anticipation for me to continue. Before I could become any more zealous about it, I pulled myself together, wondering when your lover will arrive, and then one day, you run into someone. You don't understand it, but there's a spark, and suddenly you're seeing them often. You're getting to know this person. Does it make you happy? Yes, ecstatic. The more time you spend with them, the more you learn about them, the more they learn about you. Any fear or reservations you had, secrets you've held are all given to them. And they take good care of you, right? In an ideal relationship, yes. They do, and you sit and assess the time you spent together, whether long or short, and then the golden question comes. Will you marry me? All too excited, Icardi interrupted my train of thought, and I couldn't help giving him a wry smile. Not quite. I mean, it could, but that's not where I was going yet. Oh, excuse me, sorry. The golden question is whether this person is the love of your life. Is this person made for you? Are they your soulmate, your one and only? Ah, that sounds magical. Yeah. Even so, he still appeared to be rather thoughtful about what I said, hard at thinking while tapping his chin. But it's not so different if you pray to Eros, though. We don't disclose who your partner is to you. Isn't that the same? No, it's not, because you already prayed for it to happen. If on the same day or the next day you mysteriously run into someone, your mind will think, Eros answered my prayers, you are my soulmate. So no, it's not the same. It's magical, but it's not the same as taking shots in the dark and getting a lucky strike. Maybe it's better if you had a love forecaster then. Love forecaster? Ah, they go by love forecasters in Thespiae, but in the human realm, they're just consultants. Like Dr. Love? Oh, you've met him? Yeah, he and some people that work with him are Thespiae's oldest forecasters. They're the closest to the method that you're talking about. They kind of prepare you for your partner and tell you where you might find them and what they're like, but they don't interfere or help you find your partner in the world. Only guide. Wow, Eros really does cover all his tracks. Enough to have his hand in almost every little affair, huh? I guess you could say that. They're a lot closer to humans than the rest of us. It's unfortunate how they're treated, though. How they're treated? Well, hierarchy stuff, you know? They're just as efficient as their jobs as anyone else. I'd totally recommend it if you weren't already asking me to help. Please don't change your mind, by the way. I know they're probably easier to work with, but I'm already here. He all but shoved himself into my face. The desperation formed through into a little pout. Of course he didn't need to worry about a single thing. I'd be stupid to switch my plan when this one was more within my control. Whoa, relax. I have no intention of asking anyone else. We're friends after all. Yeah. Love forecaster? Oh, this is the hierarchy. Scouting Cupid? Facilitator. How come Scouting Cupids are the only one with their big breasts out and everyone else is covered up? What's up with that? Thespiae is the realm where these Cupidine preside, which means Eros is there. They have a structured system for their matchmaking and a hierarchy. Icardi is a Scouting Cupid, but his status must be higher than the love forecaster. Given his statement about them being closer to humans, he was likely stronger, too. I needed to find out more about his capabilities and potentially get him to bring me to Thespiae. Ooh, is he even gonna do that? See, that's crazy. Icardi POV. Thespiae, entrance, Icardi POV. My heart has been pounding since Melly told me about the feelings humans get while building attraction. I've watched many couples fall in love by Eros so many times, and it's always amazing, but I wonder what that's like too. The amount of devotion and dedication to a person. To think Melly has experienced it so many times made me wonder. Wait. I'm back! The partner! I have to do it before I forget. He never said that I couldn't find out. He just didn't want me to do it at that exact moment. Okay. He's so cute, but so stupid. I like that in a man. I think, regardless, I needed to know who his partner was in order for me to guide him to them. I made my way down the halls, greeting fellow Cupidines until I made it to the corners of the matching pool. It wasn't as empty as the other day because of the time, but I found a space where I could linger alone. I kneeled down at the edge of the water and glanced to either side. Quickly. You again? Oh, he's caught. He's caught. Ah. I retracted my hand from the pool and looked up to find the same Cupidine that badgered me before. Hey, how are you? Peachy. He kneeled next to me and looked at the names in the pool. That's good. You're a workaholic, you know. I saw you've already taken care of your shift for the day. Oh, that? I just love helping humans fall in love. Yeah, well, you shouldn't get too involved in it. It's okay to love your purpose, but we have rules to follow too. To be honest, I didn't understand why it was so bad to be concerned about our pairs. If we put them together, it should be natural to make sense to want to see them thriving. I know. Glad you do. Wouldn't want another case like that other Cupid months ago. He narrowed his gaze pointedly at me, and my shoulders tensed. Just do as you're told, okay? I'm not bullying you, so don't go crying to the other guy about it. Got it? Okay. Good, so go back to your room. But what part of do as you're told isn't connecting with you? Alright. Sorry, Melly. Finding his partner would have to wait until this Cupidine wasn't around. Damn, this guy's up my asshole 24/7, huh? Get out of there, brother. Melrose POV. Higgy's grocery store. 10 a.m. Melrose's POV. It's getting hard to scrape together meals, so I had no other choice than to make a trip to the grocery store. I hated shopping at the overcrowded Higgy's, where a battle would ensue over everything that I would need, but mornings weren't like that, thankfully. It was emptier and easier to grab what I wanted. The process was still a lot slower than usual. However, dwelling on it was no good. Melly, I didn't expect to find you here. You say my name with such delight. Why wouldn't I? I'm happy to see you. It's just early in the day and your sunshine is... It's... bright. So, what are you doing here? I glance around us, noticing the other shoppers. None of them seem to be aware of his presence, so I figure the pet is at work again. I pull out my earplugs and put them in my ears, and then began pushing the cart. Oh, so it looks like I'm talking to someone. Oh, I had a match to make here. That cute pair over there. I'm pointing to a store clerk and a shopper having a clumsy exchange in the aisle across from us. I see. I can spare some time to talk to you. My next pairing won't be in the same place for a couple more hours. How does that work? Getting them in the same place? Well, that comes in file with the link. Every time and place they'll encounter with each other. Some people have a flow of encountering each other years later, but with our system, we actually speed up the process through compulsion. Compulsion? Putting the thought of going to a particular place in their head. What? They'll meet eventually, then it just makes it easier for those who pray and want their love found faster. It made sense, but the idea of that sounded too impersonal. I guess he noticed my disapproval because he cleared his throat. It's not as bad as it sounds verbalized. It probably sounds forced, huh? Even you can pick up on that then. It's just that I've been thinking more about what you said about the method you labeled natural. And? I think it might be more magical. I still think both methods are wonderful though. Just imagining falling in love with someone makes my heart shake. Why just imagine? Can't you just... Why is the bag doing that? I saw a woman freaking out while looking in our direction. I turn around to see a Cardi holding a large bag of cheese puffs. Of course I can see him clearly, but the average human probably just saw what that woman was seeing. Hey, Cardi? I turned to take the bag from him and put it in my cart. That bag was floating, right? No, it was on a tall rack with an extended hook. Oopsie. Oh, thank goodness. I thought the store was haunted for a moment there. Yeah. I waited until she was gone and then continued to push the cart, grabbing the rest of the things I needed. However, then that didn't go as soundly because the carty couldn't keep his hands off of things. Oh my god. What are you, a child? By human standards? No. What kind of answer is that? Most of my superiors are myriads older than me, so I'm just a kid to them. Ah. Regardless, stop touching shit. Everything you grab, I end up putting in the cart. But I've seen my peers eating these, and I've always wanted to try them. No more. This is all I'm buying. Be glad that I'm even getting these. Thank you, Millie. His vibrant smile made it hard to be irritated at the amount of extra money leaving my wallet. I packed everything into the backseat of the car and got in. But I didn't expect him to sit in the passenger seat. Yeah, can't his ass fly? He's so... he's so cute. He's so cute, guys. Trying to experience all of your first today? You're my only human friend. Only you can help me with this without it turning into a stealth mission. Huh. Just make sure you behave and don't put your hands over here or anywhere that can block my line of sight while I'm driving. Roger! Icardi was full of oohs and ahs nearly the entire ride. It was hard not to keep my eyes on him and his cute reactions. He gushed about how smart humans were despite having a giant pair of retractable wings for himself to use. Every speed bump made him cheer like it was some roller coaster, and he was obsessed with the windows. Dude, he's like a dog. Literally. Dog! Hey, keep your body in the car! He's barking back at them? Oh my god. It can see you? Animals are free to see us. We only hide ourselves from humans. Crazy. Home sweet home. Here, let me just do this for you. He touched my shoulder and suddenly we were in my apartment room. My knees buckled and I dropped to the floor with the remaining bags. Whoa, are you okay? I should have warned you first. I'm so sorry, Melly. Don't worry about it. I'm surprised that you didn't think to do that earlier. Well, you were pretty hard at work already. It's probably for the best. We'd be lucky if no one was paying attention. We were on the side of my car after all. If anyone saw us teleport, it was likely the residents of the apartment themselves. We know for sure if someone approached me about it in the latter days. I should probably go check on the rest of my pairs before the next one. Don't feel obligated to stay. You're so easily dismissive, Melly. If you have to go, then you have to go. I guess so. He looks like a sad dog, dude. Oh my god. Here, your puffs. Yeah, considering a part of me helping you then. Here you can learn what it's like to be human. Really? I won't get in your way? Of course not. You're so kind to me. He embraced me in a hug, much like the first time, and like before, I felt strange accepting it. He didn't linger much longer afterwards, disappearing through the ceiling with a promise to see me again soon. I figured that at this rate, I'd be able to move my plan along slightly faster. It was the perfect opportunity to gain more of his trust. I began putting the rest of the goods away when I noticed something black on the floor. A black feather? Did Icardi drop this? Uh-oh. Who feather is that? Since that day, Icardi had been showing up even less. I was beginning to think I had suggested something that I shouldn't have. When he did show, there was nothing different about him, other than the occasional drop of a black feather from his pure white wings. Uh-oh! It doesn't register with him when he sees them, or he doesn't make a vast deal of them. He only apologizes and plucks them. I don't know why, but they give me a bad feeling. Did you hear about Love Life Studio being packed? Yeah, it's always like that around this season. You'd be surprised to receive a consultation. Valentine's FOMO. I mean, yeah, it's hard to get into a relationship these days when it feels like everyone has given up. You're saying that as if you called in. You didn't call in, did you? No openings until 3 months. It's gonna be a lonely holiday. Jeez. If even Dr. Love's place saw an influx of work, then Icardi had to have been working overtime. Order up, Roseboy! No thanks. I left the cafe with the order and headed to the delivery location. It didn't exactly come as a shock that the address was my apartment, but it was nice. Saved me the trouble of having to cut into my work to stop at home for a bit. It wasn't a thing that happened often, that's for sure. The first knock hardly landed before the door opened, and my face was met with a flush of cigarette smoke. Yuck. What does this mean? You know, when I saw that Melrose Figueroa was the deliverer, I'd imagine it'd be you. Who the hell are you? There had been the slightest thought that maybe, just maybe, the person had been the one I'd known. I wanted to believe otherwise. The world was small, and of course, I wasn't so far away that the possibility of seeing him was none. But could my luck really be this shitty? Here's your order. I shoved the bag and drink holder forward with a loose grip, forcing him to act fast to ensure that they didn't fall. Wait, don't be like this. You made it clear to me about how you felt about me years ago. It was years ago. You were like, what, 18, 19? So, are you giving me the young and dumb story? It's true. I mean, look at you. Still as gorgeous, if not prettier, than the last time we were together. Oh, this is my ex. He gave me a once-over with his eyes and smiled a hefty smile. If you think I'm gonna be flattered after you labeled me as a psychopathic redhead, then you're mistaken. Holding grudges is attractive. You're a shitface. Just come in here. Come hang with me. I'm on the clock. Don't have time. We know you can make time, Mel. Tensed up at the use of that nickname, clenching my fists. I felt his middle finger extend to brush my wrist. With the food still in his grasp, he leaned forward and hovered close to my ear. His breath tickled my face, and the smell of tobacco reached my nose. Though I hated it, there was a wash of relief that settled in from the familiarity. It doesn't have to be long. Just reminiscing. My earlobe passed through his lips, and his teeth grazed just enough to make me shiver and pinch my eyes closed. My first choice has arrived! Ooh! Positive influence? Negative influence. Positive? Wait, they did say that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a good thing. Right? Ooh. Sure, positive influence. For the briefest moment, I felt the rage bubble inside me and my hand took hold of his throat against my better judgment. Having caught myself, I retracted my hand and stared at his bewildered expression. I didn't mean to do that. You were always into that kind of kinky stuff, so I'm not that surprised. Come here. He quickly placed the delivery onto a table next to the door and grabbed my jacket collar, tugging me inside. It was a swift action, swift as I remembered it. At first, it felt like we were going together, then quickly changed to the claws of hells or something. I wasn't sure how to feel back then, and I wasn't sure now. You're being hasty. You said that you had work, so let's keep it quick, yeah? Wow. He just wanted a fucking quickie. Boring, boring. I'm looking through his messages. Honey, you'll stop at the hospital today, right? Wow. Yeah, let's get the fuck out. Funny. I had a single ounce of hope that you'd change. Slid the pillow from beneath my head and pushed myself upright. The heartbeat pounded in my ears, gradually growing faster. All of this while your girlfriend is suffering in the hospital because of you, your lifestyle. But you don't make people choose these things, right? You lead them to the water, don't make them drink, but you're eager to entice them with it. Ron shifted onto his back for my whispers, so I quieted myself. I didn't want him to wake up. Not at all. It was better for him to remain dreaming. Whatever brief fantasy he had would be his eternity. The pillow in my hands were merely a cloud. Nope. Am I gonna kill him? Whoa! 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 Hey, so why did I... Huh? I'm so confused. What? 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 Oh, yeah, sure, I'll save. What? Oh, there's two I haven't unlocked yet. What? What's going on? What's going on? What's the extra? Oh, these are the extras. My bad. Interesting, 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 interesting. Well, that's the ending we got. We killed someone and we died too. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I appreciate you all. I will catch you all next time, which will be for Saturday for more vintage story. See you guys then. Goodbye. Goodbye.